So, what was that famous movie some years back where, that people they would say incantations or they would believe that this was gonna happen and then it would just happen. Was it a promise or something like that?
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I oh, this is it's a big topic. I think it's very important. First of all, we want to become aware of our beliefs. Yes, that's where it starts. If I believe that I will drive a purple car tomorrow for whatever purpose that would be, um, maybe look at what the purpose of that is. First of all, that's where you start, right? Before you identify with this belief and energize this belief, because that's a lot of energy you put in there. And then, is it realistic? Does it need any further energy of you to make this actually become reality? Or am I just sitting back and I am of the belief that as long as I say it often enough, it will happen? Does that work? You know, um,
mhm.
you have to question how you use these incantations. There are, of course, other ways to use words and vocal cords, which I think can be very beneficial and centering. It would then be more in the sense of a mantra. So there is no interest in having something to be delivered to you or having something to achieve, but rather using a mantra to be more in the present moment. And all sound is super important to bring a certain vibration into my field. So if you say it out loud, you better want to be aware of what you say out loud because it carries a vibration and the vibration will live within your field when you speak something out loud. So that goes in a whole different direction. Language is super powerful, super powerful.
So tell me about that from, when you have a client and, what they say, what you say, how that, affects the whole, session.
Um, Whatever someone would say about themselves, I would invite them to listen to that and not just expect me to listen to it. Like I'm talking to you, but I'm listening to what I'm saying. And it brings me into a certain level of awareness. Is that actually what I want to share with you? Or is it kind of off mark? And then I have to rewind it. Wait, uh, that's, I, d- I have to say this differently, right?
Yeah.
So, and intonation is very important too because this is how we actually can engage. It's a matter how you bring something verbally towards another. It depends how you do it to create the willingness of the other to actually pay attention to what I say. So
Mhm.
people, they probably have the belief that the louder they talk, the more people will listen to them. That may be the
Yeah.
case or may not be the case, right?
We've all known
It's
people
an
like that.
interesting belief, all right. So yes, words and not only the intonation, but also um, mm, the agreed upon interpretation of certain words, socially agreed upon. Certain words mean certain things, or certain words are meant to create a certain response in the listener. We have to be careful about this. It could be words that are used in a more manipulative way than
So give me an example of that.
um, all the words that go in the category of what you call cuss words.
Mhm.
They have a certain energy and certain intensity that would affect the listener if the listener is open to that. But because we are socially, I think, agreeing that they have an intensity, most likely it would affect somebody. If I cuss at you now for 5 minutes, like on the top of my voice, it may do something to you. You may not be able to say, okay, well, that's just her talking. Doesn't affect me, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. On the other hand, it could be very endearing words that completely are aligned with your psyche, what you want to hear. Like I tell you how wonderful you are in certain aspects and how you're such a genius doing XYZ. Um, yeah. You know where I'm
Yeah,
going with
it
that, right?
does really have an effect on you, even just to listen to it and kinda hear it, you think, "Oh, I'm pretty good."
There are ways how you can improve your life with the help of a practitioner, but then also that you get shown certain ways you can continue on your own. Again, it's all about self-empowerment. I don't want anybody ever to think they have to be dependent to go to a practitioner for 10, 20 years. That is not something I would ever embrace. We all went through COVID. I think one of the lessons we might realize coming out of this incredible time of isolation that it really helps for people to find common ground and communicate with each other in person. The common goal is always in offering events to give people tools to improve their lives independently with the help of someone for a time, um, to bring the focus on something that doesn't work and find solutions to make it work. And the amazing thing now with functional medicine, it is actually the bridge between the old fashioned way of doing things and allopathic medicine, because that is an approach that uses all the incredible science we have, how to interpret lab tests and all that. That all is in functional medicine. But
Mhm.
then the way how to treat them, we're going back to naturopathy. So for me, watching this being going on now, it was coined by Jeffrey Bland, I think 1996, I want to say. I might be wrong on that. Functional medicine is this bridge for naturopathy and allopathic medicine to come back together. And really, what we want that it works for the client or patient is the best of both worlds. That's really what should give us the energy to move forward. And it will happen. I think patience and diligence, we will get there.
I think that about winds it up, Claudia. I really appreciate your time. That was really great. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us on the Holistic Entrepreneur. Visit our website at holisticentrepreneur.org for more resources and information about today's guest.